Hi girlies, welcome back to my YouTube channel. For today's video, I'm going to take you through my vanilla everything shower routine, as well as my favourite vanilla body care and hair care products. When I first get up, I like to take my plait out and just gently brush my hair so that there aren't any knots when I'm shampooing. Before I start my vanilla everything shower, I like to go in with my strengthening scalp massage oil from GoLab Beauty. I have really fine hair and I've noticed that when I use this consistently, my hair grows a lot quicker. There's a lot of really good ingredients in this as well, like castor bean, flaxseed, sesame seed and rosemary oil too. Because I'm in the UK and this is an American company, normally what I do is I buy 3 bottles a year so I can save on the shipping, and these 3 bottles normally last me for the full year. I normally leave this oil on for an hour or two and then I'll just go about my morning. I'll do a little bit of cleaning, normally a little bit of editing, or I'll be doing something with lemon. Onto my vanilla shower routine. The first product I'm using is the Daddy-O shampoo from Lush. Now this is actually a purple shampoo for blonde hair, and clearly my hair is not blonde. I went into Lush on Liverpool Street Station and I was talking to one of the employees and I was explaining that my hair is really fine and it's really oily, and he suggested this shampoo. This has definitely got more of a citrusy smell in it. There's oranges and lemons in the ingredients, this as well as seaweed. And what's funny is this isn't advertised as an anti-oily hair shampoo, but it works so well. I then go in with scalp and body scrub. I really like to use this around once a week just to get rid of any buildup on my scalp. This has blends of sugar and coconut oil cups. This has really similar scent notes to the Daddy-O shampoo. There's scents of Italian lemon, Turkish rose, iris, lily and white musk. I always like to double shampoo my hair whenever I wash it, and I'm going in with my new favourite shampoo, which is Fenty's The Clear Thinker Clarifying Shampoo. I'm always a little bit skeptical when trying a celebrity line, but we all know how good Fenty's makeup is, and Fenty's hair care is absolutely incredible. This shampoo removes product buildup and excess oil without stripping my hair. I feel with the Daddy-O, although it does strip my hair of all the oils, it does make me feel a little bit dry, which is why I've started really using this Fenty shampoo a lot more. And then going in with my first body wash, which is Snowflakes and Cashmere from Bath & Body Works. This has notes of vanilla cashmere cream, caramel woods and frosted clementine. And then going in with my honey gloss mask from Jisoo. I like to use this on my hair for about 5 minutes, so I go in and exfoliate and shave my body whilst I'm waiting for the mask to finish. I'm quite new to the vanilla bean scent. It's not something I've ever used before, but what I'm not new to is loving Tree Hut's sugar scrubs. They are one of my favourite exfoliators, and you guys are probably going to be sick of listening to me talk about them. This has scent notes of mistletoe greens, spearmint and vanilla bean. There's also 7 different natural oils inside here, including some pistachio and orange oils. I get a lot of comments about how unnecessary it is to shave my arms and how I'm going to make it grow back thicker, but I just want to show you guys what the hair actually looks like on my arm. It's not a big deal, but it's something that I just don't really want there. I think when you're very pale and you have very dark arm hair, like, people don't really seem to understand that it looks a lot darker than someone with blonde hair. I don't want to jinx it, but I generally don't get shaving bumps, but I like to go in with an exfoliator just to make sure my skin is nice and prepped before I do go in and shave. For shaving, I'm going in with Sassy Senses Blueberry and Vanilla Whip Soap. This is a really fruity vanilla smell. There's notes of blueberries, strawberries and obviously vanilla. I normally shave with a shaving cream, but I found that these whip soaps have this really foamy texture and it just really helps when you're shaving. I think as well, because a lot of these whip soaps are coloured, it's really easy to see where you've shaved and which bits you haven't shaved. I'm now just rinsing off my Jisoo Honey Hair Mask. I'm conditioning my hair with another Fenty product. This is the Rich One conditioner. I really love this conditioner because it moisturizes my hair without it feeling weighed down. I have very fine hair, so if I use a conditioner that's too rich, it just makes my hair like, it looks a little bit limp and it just kind of doesn't hold very nicely. For my second cleanse, I'm going in with Sunday's Very Vanilla Whip Shower Foam. I love to add a little bit of luxury into my everything shower with this body foaming wash. I just think it's so luxurious and it smells incredible. I like to use this as my second wash just so I come out of the shower smelling very vanilla-y, and this also adds a little bit of hydration back into my skin. I'm out of the shower and I'm going straight in with my Vanillicious body butter from Soap & Glory. I really love Soap & Glory. I think this was one of the first body care products I'd ever tried. It was something that my mum used to put in my stocking when I was a kid. I am on Soap & Glory's PR list, which is really a full circle moment for me because I always used to get this every Christmas and every birthday, so it's really cool that I can work with a brand that I've loved for such a long time. Soap & Glory normally have a 3 for 2 offer on at Boots, so every time I do purchase something, I always buy it in 3s. Something I like to use when I've applied body butter to my legs and I need to put on some leggings is Snow Fairy's dusting powder. This is a really sweet scented powder and it smells quite like candy floss, and it just helps my body butter not to stick to my leggings. I've tried to get this at a good angle so hopefully you guys can see the sparkle that this adds to my skin, and I just feel that it looks so Christmassy and nice. For my upper body, I'm using Vanillicious, but the body lotion version instead of the body butter. I find that my top half of my body doesn't need as much moisturizing as my lower half. I'm now moving on to this 6-step lymphatic drainage routine, and I will link the Instagram video that I've used because that creator is a lot more knowledgeable on lymphatics than I am. For the first step, I'm just tapping above my collarbone. I'm taking both of my fingers and I'm making them into a V shape, and I'm just rubbing behind the backs of my ears, and this really helps, or at least I feel it helps, to relieve a little bit of tension whilst also just helping to move around the waist around my lymphatic system. I'm now on the 3rd step, which is rubbing underneath my armpits. You can also tap here too, but I definitely find it more comfortable to rub, and I do this 10 ways counterclockwise and normal clockwise. After I've done step 3, I then like to apply my deodorant. I generally like to apply vanilla roll-on deodorant rather than the spray. Because I'm using a roll-on, if I apply this before I rub under my armpits, I end up taking off most of the deodorant onto my hands, so I like to do this before I apply my deodorant. Step 4 of the lymphatic drainage is rubbing above and below your belly. I like to do this 10 times clockwise and counterclockwise. I don't know why I said normal clockwise in the last audio clip. Step 5 is your groin, and I do normally rub around my groined area, but I just feel like this probably wouldn't be appropriate for YouTube video, so I've gone with tapping instead. The final step is the back of the knees, and I'm just rubbing in a circular motion 10 different times clockwise and anti-clockwise. On the tutorial I'm watching, there is an extra step where you can run your hands up your arms just to help the fluid move around. And that is the end of the lymphatic drainage routine that I like to follow in the morning. I'm going in with the Diamond Shimmer Mist in the fragrance Snowflakes and Cashmere from Bath & Body Works. I like to spray this all over my arms, and I like to put a little bit on my chest too. I tend to not use body oils when it's winter time, so I think this just adds a really nice sparkle without having to use an oil. I'm now going in with Fleur's Vanilla Body Spray. The top notes have pink pepper, pink apple and sugar crystals. The heart notes have lily, jasmine petals and cashmere wood, and the base note is benzoin, vanilla, sandalwood and argarwood. I'm then layering on my rare EDP, and this has notes of caramel and pistachio with vanilla and spicy ginger. I'm applying a little bit of perfume behind my neck and also on both of my wrists. One of my favourite things to do is actually just put quite a bit on my jumper. I normally do 3 or 4 spritzes, and I just feel like it makes me smell really nice. I'm finishing off this routine with Ole Henriksen's Pout Preserve Lip Treatment in Vanilla Bonbon. Hi girlies, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Let's talk everything vanilla. Obviously the everything shower and body care routine I've just shown you guys isn't something that I do every day, but it is something I like to do when I've got a lot of time. I'm trying to remember to do my lymphatic drainage every day. I went through a phase where I was doing really well at it, and then I've just kind of stopped. I lost my gua sha as well, and I was in this little routine of doing my gua sha, then doing my lymphatic drainage, and yeah, I've just completely forgotten about it, to be honest. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about some of my favourite vanilla products. So I thought the first 2 things we can talk about are these 2 different whip shower foams. Now they are quite similar. The Sunday one is in a very vanilla and the Days one is in a vanilla whip. We have the Sunday, which retails for I think £12, £12.50. Sometimes there's sales, so it's always good to look for that. But this is the product I feel over on Instagram I'm probably most known for. I feel like with vanilla you can go one of 2 ways, and I've probably spoken to you guys about this before. You can have the tonka bean sandalwood kind of vanilla, or you can have the very sweet vanilla, which almost smells a bit like, I don't know, vanilla frosting or maybe a birthday cake. I really love the Sunday whip foams because I think they're just so aesthetic, and it just adds a little bit of luxury into like any sort of simple routine that you're doing in the shower. I don't use this on its own. I normally go in with a shower gel first and then use this just to add a bit of moisture or softness to my skin. Cheaper alternative to Very Vanilla is Days' Vanilla Whip, and I really love the formula of this. I think this foams up a little bit more than what the Sunday one does. On the internet, I've seen a lot of people complaining that this doesn't lather up very well, whereas I think the Days, although it doesn't smell as nice as the Sunday, it does lather up quite a lot. Although the main fragrances are both vanilla, I feel like the Days has that more birthday cake, very sweet smell to it, and then the Sunday has the vanilla kind of sandalwood tonka bean scent. I generally use my Sunday more than I use my Days. I think because it was my first shower foam, I just always gravitate towards this one. I've got quite a few different Sundays in my bathroom, but yeah, Very Vanilla has a very special place in my heart. As everything vanilla scented, I have to show you guys. I hope this video is going to help some of you build this vanilla routine that you're trying to build. I think sometimes it's a little bit difficult to know what vanilla smells go together, but I hope my description has kind of explained it enough. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.